The sun rose over Earth, casting golden light across cities, mountains, and oceans. Life went on as usual. People worked, laughed, and dreamed, unaware of what was waiting for them beyond the stars. But far above the planet, humanity's first warning came. A massive fleet of the Galactic Empire had entered the outer edge of the solar system. Their ships were enormous, black, and intimidating, unlike anything humans had built. They moved with precision, scanning and calculating. Earth's telescopes and satellites captured every detail, but it was difficult to imagine the full scale. On Earth, alarm bells rang in the highest offices. In the United Nations Space Command, Admiral Selena Ward stared at the holographic display of the Imperial fleet. Her jaw tightened. "They are close," she said, her voice steady but tense. "They underestimated us, but we need to be ready." Across the room, political leaders whispered among themselves. Some argued that the Empire was too strong to resist. Others suggested that negotiation and compromise could save Earth. "We can't fight them," said one representative. "Our ships are primitive compared to theirs. If we resist, millions could die." Admiral Ward shook her head. "Underestimating humanity is their first mistake. They have no idea what we are capable of." In the skies above Jupiter, the Empire's scout ships scanned the outer planets. The fleet commander, a tall alien named Valcor, observed the solar system's defenses. "Earth is more prepared than I expected," Valcor muttered. His 3 eyes glimmered with a cold light. "Still, this planet will fall. They are young, but they will learn obedience." Back on Earth, humanity moved quietly. While diplomats debated, engineers, scientists, and soldiers worked without rest. They studied old cargo ships, freighters, and exploration vessels. The plan was simple but bold. Turn these ordinary ships into war machines capable of defending the planet. In a secret base on the moon, Chief Engineer Malik Chen supervised a team of human engineers. Sparks flew as machines hummed and glowed. "We don't have the same resources as the Empire," he said, "but we have creativity, and that counts for a lot." A young pilot, Lieutenant Cara Diaz, watched the preparations with excitement and fear. She had trained for this moment her whole life. "We might not have their weapons or their numbers," she said, "but we can outthink them. That is our advantage." The first clash came sooner than expected. A small Imperial scout ship slipped past the outer defenses near Jupiter. Its advanced cloaking made it almost invisible. Only the sharp eyes of Earth's orbital radar caught it. Admiral Ward's voice echoed through the command room. "Target acquired. Deploy interceptors!" Kara gripped her controls tightly. The small human fighter moved fast, dodging the scout ship's detection. For the first time, humanity faced the Empire in battle. It was not about winning yet. It was about showing that Earth would not be an easy target. With clever maneuvers and precise attacks, Kara managed to disable the scout ship's engines. It drifted helplessly in space. The Empire had underestimated human resourcefulness, relying on brute strength and advanced technology. Humans had something more: unpredictability. The victory was small, but it was symbolic. Across Earth, news spread quickly. People watched live feeds of Kara's battle. Children cheered, workers paused, and scientists smiled. Humanity had taken its first stand. Meanwhile, the Empire's command station received the report. Valcor's eyes narrowed. "A single human pilot did this? They are unusual. Note this. We must reconsider our approach." But not everyone on Earth understood the significance. Many political leaders still hesitated. They worried about provoking the Empire. They feared the consequences of resistance. Some called for compromise, offering resources and allegiance in exchange for safety. Admiral Ward stood firm. "We cannot give in. If we do, we lose more than land or resources. We lose our dignity. Humanity will not be conquered without a fight." In the shadows of space, humans continued their secret preparations. Old freighters were converted into fast, agile warships. Mining equipment became powerful weapons. AI systems were upgraded to control targeting and shields. Every human effort focused on one goal: defend Earth at all costs. Even ordinary citizens contributed. Scientists in laboratories developed new energy shields. Technicians in factories built engines capable of incredible speed. Engineers on Mars tested spacecraft that could operate far from Earth. It was a global effort. Humans worked as one, united by a common purpose. Meanwhile, Kara trained tirelessly. She studied every Imperial ship design, every tactic the Empire might use. She worked with engineers to test experimental weapons on training drones. Each day she grew more confident. She knew the Empire expected fear and hesitation, but humans had something the Empire did not: courage and imagination. One evening, on the moon base, Kara walked with Malik Chen. Outside, the Earth hung like a blue jewel in space. "Do you really think we can win?" she asked. Malik smiled. "Win? Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but we can survive, and survival is the first step. The Empire expects us to be predictable, to obey. We are neither. That alone gives us an edge." Kara looked at Earth and felt a surge of pride. Humanity had never faced a threat like this, but they were ready. The Empire had crossed a line, and Earth would show that humans were not easy to control. As night fell over the planet, stars sparkled above, indifferent to human worries. Yet beneath them, humanity moved with purpose. Engineers welded, pilots trained, and soldiers prepared. Earth's defenses grew stronger with every passing hour. In the far reaches of space, the Empire's fleet paused. Valkor studied the reports again. "Humans are unpredictable," he muttered. "We must proceed carefully. They may be weaker than us, but they are clever and dangerous." Back on Earth, Kara gazed at the stars. The fight had just begun. She knew that battles ahead would be harder, but humanity had taken its first stand, and in that moment, Earth had proven something important. They would not bow. The warning had been ignored, but the message was clear. Humanity was awake, aware, and united. The Empire would soon learn that Earth was a planet that fought back and fought with heart, mind, and courage. And so humanity prepared for the storm ahead, ready to defend the home they loved, knowing the fate of their world, and perhaps their place in the galaxy, depended on every single one of them. The Imperial Scouts' defeat had sent ripples across Earth. People cheered for Kara Diaz and her fellow pilots. News channels replayed every maneuver, every precise shot she had made. For the first time, humanity felt a surge of hope. They could fight back. In the United Nations Space Command headquarters, Admiral Selena Ward addressed her officers. "The Empire will respond. Their fleets are vast, their technology advanced, but humans are clever. They are not prepared for our unpredictability." She paused, letting her words sink in. "We need to strike first. Show them that Earth is not a planet to be taken lightly." On the moon, human engineers worked non-stop. Old cargo freighters were being refitted with advanced shields and weapon systems. Mining lasers were converted into long-range energy cannons. AI targeting systems were installed to give pilots faster reaction times than even the Empire's sophisticated computers could predict. Malik Chen supervised the work, adjusting a shield generator on one of the newly converted warships. "They expect brute strength and big fleets," he said. "We give them cleverness and precision. That will make the difference." Kara walked among the ships, inspecting each one. She ran her hands over the polished surfaces, imagining the battles ahead. "We need to use every advantage we have," she said. "We don't have the numbers they do, but we can outthink them, outmaneuver them." Her words were not just for herself, they inspired everyone around her. Engineers, technicians, and fellow pilots felt a renewed energy. Humanity had never faced such a threat, yet no one wavered. The first human strike came quietly. A squadron of 3 refitted freighters, each faster and smarter than the enemy expected, intercepted an Imperial supply convoy near Saturn. The human ships hid behind the planet's shadow, invisible until the perfect moment. Kara led the squadron, her eyes scanning every readout. She pressed the controls, sending one freighter to disable the lead supply ship while the other 2 flanked the rest. The humans did not fire blindly. They calculated every shot, every movement, ensuring maximum effect with minimum exposure. The result stunned the Empire. Several supply ships were disabled without the loss of a single human vessel. Imperial Command scrambled to respond, but the humans had vanished before the enemy could organize an effective counterattack. Back on Earth, celebrations were muted but hopeful. The victory proved a point. Humans could strike with precision, using strategy and ingenuity rather than sheer power. Meanwhile, the Empire grew wary. Valkor watched the battle reports, his expression dark. "Humans are unpredictable," he said. "We cannot use our usual methods. They are cleverer than we expected." On Mars, humanity prepared for the next phase. Engineers tested new weapons and ships designed for long-range combat. Pilots practiced advanced maneuvers, often improvising with unusual tactics. Humans were learning fast, and each day brought new innovations. Kara and her team trained relentlessly. They simulated attacks on massive Imperial cruisers, learning how to exploit weaknesses in shields and hulls. Each exercise revealed new strategies, new ways to use limited resources effectively. One evening, Kara met with Malik Chen in the training bay. "We've learned a lot from them," she said. "But they will adapt too. We need to be ready for their counterattacks." Malik nodded. "True, but humans are better at adapting than they are. That is our greatest strength. We think, we change, we survive. They expect resistance. What they don't expect is creativity under pressure." The next human strike was bolder. A team of pilots led by Kara ambushed an Imperial frigate that was moving slowly near Jupiter. The humans used a clever decoy. One freighter pretended to flee, drawing the frigate into an ambush. As the Imperial ship followed, hidden human warships emerged from behind asteroids. Energy cannons fired, disabling the frigate's engines. The crew of the human ships cheered silently, knowing the Empire had underestimated them once again. This battle sent a clear message. Humans were not just defending, they were fighting back, striking when the enemy least expected it. On Earth, the effect was immediate. Citizens were more confident. Engineers worked faster, pilots trained harder. The world united in a common purpose. Humanity had tasted victory, and it had ignited a fire that no empire could easily extinguish. Meanwhile, Valcor convened a council of Imperial officers. "These humans are not simple," he warned. "They are clever, fearless, and adaptable. We must change our approach. Direct attacks may no longer work." The council debated strategies, but fear had begun to creep in. The humans had proven that even a smaller, less advanced species could challenge their dominance. They could no longer ignore Earth's potential. Back in Earth's orbit, Kara returned from her mission to applause and gratitude. She walked through the docking station, greeted by engineers and soldiers who had contributed to her victory. Each person's eyes reflected pride, hope, and determination. In the command center, Admiral Ward studied the reports. "They think they are superior," she said quietly. "Let them. Underestimating humans has always been their mistake." Malik Chen joined her, holding a blueprint for a new type of warship. "We are building faster, smarter, stronger ships every day. Soon the Empire will find that Earth is not a planet to take lightly. They will learn that humans are unpredictable and united." Kara smiled, thinking of her next mission. "They will not expect what comes next. And when we strike again, they will remember our name." The Imperial fleet, for all its power, could not anticipate the spirit of humanity. Each pilot, each engineer, each soldier contributed in ways the Empire could never understand. They were not just defending Earth. They were shaping the future, proving that courage, ingenuity, and unity could overcome overwhelming odds. As night fell over the moon and Earth below, Kara looked at the stars. The Empire had crossed the line, but humanity had responded. They had struck back not with arrogance or recklessness, but with careful planning, skill, and daring. And somewhere deep in space, Valcor watched, growing more cautious with each human victory. "This planet," he muttered, "is not like the others. They are different, they are dangerous." For Earth, the message was clear. Humanity would not submit. They would fight back with everything they had: brains, courage, and determination. The Empire had challenged them, but humans had shown that even a young species could hold its own against the galaxy's mightiest force. The war had only begun, but humanity had taken its first strike. They had proven that when united, clever and fearless, they could challenge the impossible. And the galaxy would soon see that Earth was a world to be respected, not conquered. The victories over the Imperial scouts and supply ships had given humanity confidence. But the leaders of Earth knew that confidence alone would not secure survival. The Empire was vast, powerful, and relentless. To win, humanity needed more than courage. It needed information. In the depths of a hidden orbital station, far beyond the gaze of the Empire, a team of human operatives prepared for their mission. They were not soldiers in the traditional sense. They were engineers, hackers, and pilots trained for intelligence work. Their objective was simple but dangerous: infiltrate a neutral space outpost controlled by the Empire and retrieve critical data about fleet movements, weapons systems, and strategic plans. Lieutenant Cara Diaz joined the team. She had proven herself in battle, and her skills made her ideal for this mission. She studied the holographic map of the outpost, memorizing every docking bay, corridor, and security checkpoint. We cannot fail, she said quietly. If the Empire discovers us, we risk more than our lives. We risk giving them the advantage. Chief Engineer Malik Chen nodded. We are not just fighting ships and weapons. We are fighting information, and in this battle, knowledge is power. Remember that. The team boarded a small, sleek craft designed to slip past radar and sensor systems. Its surface was coated with a material that absorbed scans, making it nearly invisible to Imperial detection. As the ship launched from the hidden station, Earth's blue glow faded behind them, replaced by the cold black expanse of space. The journey to the outpost was tense. Every sensor reading, every blip on the radar could mean discovery. Kara's hands moved steadily over the controls, guiding the craft through asteroid fields and debris. We are almost there, she whispered.
Stay focused. As they approached the outpost, the team switched to stealth mode.
They drifted silently, using shadows and debris for cover. Malik worked on the hacking interface, preparing to disable the outpost's external defenses. We have a small window, he said. Once we enter, we have 10 minutes before the patrol drones detect us. The ship slipped through the outer perimeter undetected. Inside the outpost, the team moved quickly but quietly. Kara led the way, scanning for patrols and security cameras. Every corridor seemed endless, every corner potentially dangerous. But humans had an advantage the Empire underestimated: adaptability. Using improvised tools, Malik bypassed security doors and encrypted systems. Engineers and hackers worked together, creating temporary data links to download information without triggering alarms. Each step required patience, skill, and nerve. A single mistake could alert the Empire. Suddenly, a patrol drone appeared around the corner. Kara ducked behind a pillar, signaling the team to hold. The drone scanned the area, its sensors sweeping back and forth. Seconds felt like hours. Finally, the drone moved on and the team continued. Their hearts pounded, but they did not panic. Humans thrived under pressure. At the central control hub, Malik connected the ship's interface to the outpost's mainframe. Streams of data flowed across the screen: ship schematics, fleet positions, patrol schedules, and weapon specifications. Every piece of information could be the difference between victory and defeat in the battles to come. Kara watched the download progress, her mind racing with possibilities. This data will allow us to anticipate their moves, plan attacks, and defend more effectively, she said. We can finally level the playing field. But the Empire was not careless. As the download completed, a silent alarm triggered. Red lights flashed, and security drones moved to intercept the team. We've been detected, Malik shouted. Time to go. Kara's hands flew over the controls. The ship's engines roared to life as they made a break for the docking bay. Patrol drones swarmed, but the human team used every trick they knew: decoy signals, sudden maneuvers, and hidden escape routes. The Empire expected straightforward movement, but humans were anything but predictable. Outside the outpost, the craft weaved through asteroid debris, drones in pursuit. Kara pressed the ship's engines to maximum, weaving through tight gaps, flipping and twisting in space. The drones struggled to match their speed and unpredictability. One by one, the Imperial machines were left behind. Finally, the team reached open space. Kara exhaled, her hands shaking slightly. They had succeeded. Humanity now possessed critical intelligence on the Empire's fleet and technology. This information would change the way Earth prepared for future battles. Back at the hidden orbital station, the team transferred the data to secure servers. Scientists and engineers immediately began analyzing it. They discovered weaknesses in the Empire's ship shields, vulnerabilities in patrol patterns, and new weapon designs that could be countered with human ingenuity. Admiral Selena Ward studied the reports carefully. This is a turning point, she said. The Empire believes they are unstoppable. They do not understand humans. But now we have knowledge, and knowledge is power. Kara sat quietly in her quarters, reflecting on the mission. We risked everything, she said to herself. But it was worth it. Humans don't give up. We find a way, we adapt. And now we know more about our enemy than they know about us. Malik joined her, smiling. This is what makes humanity special. We may not have their numbers, their technology, or their experience, but we have courage, creativity, and the will to survive. That is what they cannot predict. Meanwhile, far away in the Empire's command station, Valcor received reports of the infiltration. His 3 eyes glimmered with anger and surprise. They are more capable than I thought, he said. We have underestimated them at our peril. They are clever, adaptable, and relentless. We must act carefully. The Empire began adjusting its strategies, but humans had already gained an advantage. With the intelligence gathered, Earth could plan its defenses more effectively. They could anticipate attacks, reinforce weak points, and even launch counterstrikes with greater precision. On Earth, citizens felt a renewed sense of purpose. Engineers, pilots, and soldiers realized that their work mattered more than ever. Humanity was no longer simply reacting, they were preparing to control the battle. Kara trained tirelessly with her team, running simulations using the new intelligence. Each exercise revealed new strategies, new ways to exploit the Empire's weaknesses. Humans were not just surviving, they were evolving, learning faster than the enemy could anticipate. Malik oversaw the construction of new ships and weapons. Using the data from the outpost, engineers developed energy shields that could resist Imperial lasers, and engines that allowed ships to maneuver with astonishing speed. Every innovation showcased the ingenuity and determination of humans. The Empire, for all its power, could not predict the next move. Humans were proving that intelligence, courage, and adaptability could overcome raw strength. The galaxy had underestimated Earth, and it was about to pay for that mistake. As Kara gazed at the stars from the moon base, she felt a surge of determination. The Empire had secrets, but humans had something more: the will to fight, the ability to think, and the courage to take risks. The war had changed. Humans were no longer just defending, they were striking, learning, and growing stronger with every move. And the galaxy would soon see that Earth was not a world to conquer easily. Humanity had discovered a truth that the Empire would not forget. Even a young species could challenge the mighty if it had courage, intelligence, and unity. Earth's leaders had hoped that intelligence and careful preparation would keep the planet safe. But the Galactic Empire was vast, relentless, and patient. It waited no longer. After reports of human victories and daring espionage missions, the Empire decided to strike. The attack began near the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. Imperial cruisers appeared suddenly, their massive forms casting shadows over the smaller human ships. The Empire's goal was clear: intimidate Earth into submission by demonstrating overwhelming force. Admiral Selena Ward observed the fleet from Earth's orbital command center. "They think fear will make us surrender," she said quietly. "They are wrong. Humanity does not bow easily. Not now, not ever." Kara Diaz stood beside her, eyes fixed on the holographic display of the approaching fleet. "They're big but slow. They rely on brute strength. We can outmaneuver them," she said. Her voice was steady, though her heart raced. "We just have to stay smart and coordinated." The humans' plan was clever and risky. Instead of meeting the Empire head-on, they used their knowledge of the enemy from recent espionage missions. Ambush points were set near asteroids, behind moons, and in the shadows of space debris. Small human squadrons would strike first, then retreat before the Empire could respond effectively. Lieutenant Diaz led the first wave. Her small fleet darted through the asteroid field like shadows. Imperial sensors tried to track them, but the humans moved unpredictably, slipping between gaps too tight for the larger cruisers. Kara's voice came over the comms. "Engage weapons only at the right moment. Target engines first. Disable them, then retreat." The first Imperial cruiser was caught off guard. Energy cannons fired in a sudden burst, crippling the engines. The cruiser drifted helplessly, its massive size now a disadvantage. Human fighters moved swiftly, striking with precision, then vanishing into the shadows. Back on Earth, citizens watched the events unfold with bated breath. Every victory, every maneuver inspired hope. Humanity was not just surviving. They were showing the galaxy that Earth could fight back. In the Empire's command station, Valkor's expression darkened. "Humans are unpredictable," he said, his voice sharp. "Their attacks are precise, coordinated, and relentless. We must adapt, or we will lose control." The second wave of human attacks was even more daring. Using advanced AI guidance, human ships created illusions of larger fleets. Imperial forces misread the situation, believing a massive counterattack was imminent. They diverted resources to respond to threats that did not exist, leaving gaps that humans exploited. Kara's squadron moved through these gaps, striking supply lines and communications arrays. Each strike was calculated, designed to weaken the Empire without risking unnecessary lives. The humans were efficient, precise, and daring, qualities the Empire had never expected. Amid the chaos, a young engineer named Lena Morales worked in a secret station near Saturn. She monitored energy fields and recalculated shield frequencies in real time. Her adjustments allowed human ships to dodge attacks that should have been fatal. Even from afar, her clever calculations saved countless lives. On the battlefield, Kara noticed an Imperial frigate attempting a flanking maneuver. She quickly communicated with her squadron, split into 2 groups. Draw it into the asteroid field. Use debris for cover and strike from behind. The plan worked perfectly. The frigate was disabled, its crew unable to react to the humans' unpredictable tactics. Human forces cheered silently, knowing they had achieved another small but important victory. Admiral Ward watched the battle with pride. They expected us to fight like other planets, predictable, fearful, obedient, she said. But humans are different. We improvise, we adapt, and we never give up. That is why we can survive this war. As the battle continued, humans used every advantage at their disposal. Mining lasers converted into weapons, freighters repurposed for speed and agility, and AI systems controlling targeting and shields allowed for attacks that were nearly impossible to anticipate. The Empire was powerful, but humanity's cleverness and coordination turned the odds in Earth's favor. Meanwhile, Valcor and the Imperial Council debated. Their tactics are unconventional, he said. We cannot rely on numbers alone. They are clever, adaptable, and fearless. Every strike they make teaches them more about our weaknesses. The humans' final move in this battle was bold. Kara led a strike team into the heart of the Imperial formation. Using the asteroids for cover, they disabled the flagship's communications array. Without orders, the larger fleet became disorganized, unable to coordinate effectively. On Earth, engineers and scientists monitored the battle, calculating the results in real time. The information allowed human ships to anticipate Imperial reactions, striking where the enemy was most vulnerable. Every move, every calculation was designed to maximize impact while minimizing risk. The Empire's fleet for the first time experienced hesitation. They had expected humans to be weak, fearful, and predictable. Instead, they faced courage, intelligence, and unity. Their plans failed again and again, leaving them with no choice but to retreat temporarily. Kara watched the retreating cruisers, her squadron silent in triumph. They've underestimated us, she said quietly. And that is our advantage. They will never expect what comes next. Back on Earth, citizens erupted in celebration. Humanity had faced the Empire and survived, striking back with precision and intelligence. It was a clear message. Earth would not surrender and humans would defend their home at all costs. Admiral Ward addressed her officers. Today humanity showed its strength, not through brute force but through ingenuity, courage, and unity. The Empire will learn that Earth is not an easy target. They will remember this day. Even as the humans celebrated, preparations continued. New ships were being built, advanced AI systems improved, and pilots trained for the next encounter. Humanity had learned the value of information, coordination, and daring strategy. The Empire's arrival had united the planet like never before. In the far reaches of space, Valcor frowned. Humans are unlike any species we have faced, he admitted. We must rethink everything. They are young, but their courage and ingenuity make them dangerous. We cannot underestimate them again. Kara returned to the moon base, exhausted but exhilarated. She looked at Earth below, its blue oceans shining under the sunlight. Humanity had struck back, and in doing so had proven a truth. Courage, intelligence, and unity could overcome even the greatest threat. The Empire had crossed the line, and humanity had responded not with fear but with strategy, skill, and determination. The battles ahead would be harder, but Earth was ready. For the first time, the galaxy began to see that humanity was not just a species to conquer. Humans were clever, daring, and united. They were unpredictable. They were unstoppable in ways the Empire had not imagined. And above all, they were determined to protect their home. The retreat of the Imperial fleet brought temporary relief to Earth. For the first time, humanity had not only survived, but had struck back with skill and precision. Yet leaders knew this was only the beginning. The Empire was vast, relentless, and patient. They could return at any time, stronger and more prepared. In the United Nations Space Command headquarters, Admiral Selena Ward addressed the Council. We cannot rely on luck or temporary victories, she said firmly. The Empire underestimated us, and that allowed us to win small battles. But they will return. We must be ready, not just for a fight, but for the long-term defense of our planet. The Council agreed. After long deliberation, Earth's leaders made a historic decision. The borders of the planet and its colonies in space would be closed completely. No foreign fleet, no uninvited visitor would be allowed near human space. Earth would defend itself fiercely, and humanity would control its own destiny. Cara Diaz listened carefully as the new strategy was explained. Closing the borders means we can focus our resources, she said. We can defend every approach, anticipate attacks, and make sure the Empire or anyone else cannot take us by surprise. Malik Chen, overseeing the upgrades to the moon and orbital stations, added, It also means we can build more advanced ships and weapons without distraction. Our engineers can innovate freely. Humanity's strength is our creativity, and now we can fully use it. The next weeks were a flurry of activity. Engineers converted cargo ships into fast warships capable of long-distance patrols. Mining lasers became energy cannons. AI systems improved targeting, shields, and navigation. Every human effort focused on one goal: to make Earth impenetrable. On Mars, a new training program began for pilots. Simulations tested their skill, teamwork, and ability to adapt to unexpected situations. They learned to use asteroids, moons, and space debris as cover, turning the environment into an advantage. Humans were learning to fight smarter, not just harder. Meanwhile, Kara led a squadron on a training mission near the asteroid belt. She practiced new maneuvers with her team, weaving between massive rocks, dodging virtual enemy fire, and striking from unexpected angles. Every pilot was learning that creativity and adaptability were as powerful as any weapon. Remember, she reminded her squadron, the Empire will expect predictable moves, but humans are unpredictable. That is our greatest weapon. The closing of Earth's borders also allowed scientists to improve planetary defenses. Satellites were upgraded with advanced energy shields and long-range cannons. New sensor arrays could detect approaching ships far earlier than before, giving humans precious time to respond. Even ordinary citizens contributed. Factories produced materials for ship construction. Engineers in laboratories worked on energy sources and shielding technology. Humanity was united like never before, not just in military effort but in spirit. Every person's contribution mattered, and each achievement brought hope. Then came the first test of the new strategy. A small Imperial probe tried to approach Earth's borders, underestimating the human response. Advanced sensors detected it immediately, and orbital defenses activated. The probe was intercepted without a human ship leaving orbit. Admiral Ward observed the result. This is how it will be from now on, she said. No one enters our space without our permission. Earth's borders are closed and humanity will enforce it. The victory was symbolic. It showed that humans could control their own space, defend their home, and set the terms of engagement. The Empire had been warned. Earth was not a weak planet to be taken lightly. Meanwhile, Valcor studied the reports from the intercepted probe. He frowned. Earth is organized, prepared, and unpredictable, he said. We underestimated them. We expected submission. Instead, we are facing strategy, unity, and determination. They are dangerous. On Earth, the focus shifted from reactive defense to proactive preparation. Humans began producing a new class of warships, faster, smarter, and more powerful. Each ship was designed with flexibility in mind, capable of adapting to unexpected threats. Kara and her team trained with these new ships, testing them in simulations that mimicked Imperial tactics. They practiced strikes, retreats, ambushes, and coordinated attacks. Every exercise improved their skill, sharpened their instincts, and increased their confidence. Malik Chen oversaw the construction of new energy shields, weapons, and engines. Every innovation, he said, is a reminder that humans do not give up. We adapt, we survive, and now we can defend Earth like never before. The closure of Earth's borders also created a sense of unity among the planet's people. Nations that had once argued about politics and resources now worked together toward a common goal. Scientists collaborated on energy systems. Pilots shared tactics. Engineers built faster and smarter than ever. Humanity had become a single, united force. In orbit, Kara reflected on how far they had come. The Empire had crossed a line expecting fear and submission. Instead, humans had shown courage, ingenuity, and unity. Every victory, every new innovation was proof that the young species was more formidable than the galaxy had assumed. Every person contributes, Kara said quietly to herself. Every engineer, every pilot, every citizen, together we are unstoppable. The Empire, for all its power, now approached Earth with caution. Valcor ordered a review of all strategies. We cannot rely on strength alone, he admitted. Humans are clever, united, and unpredictable. Any direct attack could fail. We must be careful. Back on Earth, Admiral Ward prepared for the future. We have shown the Empire what humanity can do, she said. But we cannot stop here. We must remain vigilant. Our borders are closed and we will defend them. Humanity has a home and we will protect it at all costs. As night fell over the planet, the lights of cities and bases glowed like stars mirrored on Earth. Humans looked up at the sky with hope, determination, and pride. They had faced a threat from a vast empire and survived. They had struck back with intelligence and courage. And now they were ready to defend their world against anything the galaxy could throw at them. Kara stood on the observation deck of the moon base, gazing at Earth below. We have closed our borders, she said. We are united, we are prepared, and we will never bow to anyone who tries to take what is ours. The Empire had crossed the line, and humanity had shown that it would not only resist, it would strike back, adapt, and grow stronger with every challenge. The battle for survival was far from over, but Earth had made one thing clear. It was a planet that fought back, a species that refused to be conquered, and a people that would defend their home no matter the cost. The galaxy was watching, and humanity was ready.